another good day to thank the Lord because this is the day the Lord has made. What we gonna do? Rejoice.
Rejoice and be glad in it.
Yeah.
I wake up, walk in it, and do our thing. All we do is win it. When you know you're the winner, when you know that you gonna win, because no matter what you're going through, at the end it's gonna work out for my good. So
Always.
yeah, it
Always.
don't look right, but pause, sit there for a minute. Sit there for a minute. Cause it won't be long now. God's
But
degree.
that's the hard part, right? Is sitting in
That's the
it.
hard part.
To sit in
That
it.
is the learning part. When you gotta learn how to sit down, shut up, sit down, and shut up. Like
Look, but
don't
if
complain,
you
don't
sit down,
mumble.
shut up, and be pretty, look, because we can be pretty and pink today. If you can sit down,
Yes.
shut up, and just be pretty, you might be able to get out of your flesh, get into the flow,
Flow.
and then really be free. Because that's what
It's,
it's all about. It's about that freedom. You know, we go
it's
through life
different when you
to be
free.
free. Because who the sun sets free, what
It's
the word
free.
say is
Free.
free
Free
indeed. Free
indeed.
indeed. And we go through our whole lives unconsciously wanting to get into a state of freedom. You want
Mm-hmm.
time freedom, you want money freedom, you want to be free to be authentically you. And everything that has the worldly concept is designed to keep you in bondage. Thank you, Miss Phyllis, and good
Okay.
morning, Miss Phyllis. Good morning, Miss Patricia.
Good
Good to see you
morning.
both this morning. That is the thing, understanding, because we started off this week talking about being in the flow and how important it is. Wake up and get plugged
Wake
in
up,
so you can get into the
everybody.
flow, right? But it requires you to let your
What's
flesh
that
go.
song you make me think
I
of?
know I was getting ready to say, I don't know where you're going with it, but go ahead on and get it.
I don't know. You know, I don't never know the words.
Oh, Lord. There you look. I thought you had it. Natasha
But
stood up
you
like,
know,
oh, I'm going to jump
it,
into it.
I was no, I was like ready to hear what she was getting ready to say,
wake
and
up,
then she stopped.
everybody. No sleeping in bed. Y'all, it's that old song. Come on, somebody help me. Help
Holy
me, help
Spirit.
me, help me. You know
Hey,
that. Wake
Natasha, I'm
up,
over here like,
everybody. That's all I know. That's the only
It
part I
just
know.
look,
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I tripped myself out. I am so hilarious. Go
I'm
on with the
glad that you
show.
enjoy it because we enjoy it. So
Go,
when you
go
like,
with the
long as you
show.
we enjoy it together. Look, you shine, we all shine together. Ah, look at everybody shining and singing and sitting pretty and pink. Good
Tamisha,
morning,
help me.
Tamisha.
It's
Tamisha
like
said,
a
"Baby, don't
afro kind
challenge
of
her."
song.
Tamisha said, "Do not challenge her to get up in the morning, baby, because she is here."
No more sleeping in
What you
bed.
not
a
gonna
girl.
do?
Good
What you
job.
not gonna do is tell her to get up in the morning at 7 and be here, and her not do it. Come on, I love her with so much. Yes, show up for it.
Okay, continue.
I want to hear the song.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe
Okay, just
No,
keep
okay.
going because you know I gotta play.
I know I
you
was
gotta
getting ready to
find
say no.
it,
I forget. Why did I say that? Because I know it releases additional things, and then she's got to look for it
Yes.
and play it. She got to find it, and then she's gonna play it. So,
and then you go sing it.
and then she's gonna say, "Yeah, exactly."
And I
It's a process.
am. I'm gonna
It's
sing
a
it to the
process.
top of my lungs.
Oh Lord,
All
StreamYard,
beat and
StreamYard,
all.
give her a thumb up so she can go ahead on and release that.
StreamYard's gonna release fireworks behind her in a minute. So
Yes,
Because I'm telling you, you gotta have somebody on your team. These two don't want to be on my team, but this StreamYard said it's okay.
ah,
I got you.
good morning, Erica. Listen, we got the gang coming in.
We
I love it.
do
I
gang,
love it.
gang,
Our
gang.
authors with the her unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable are coming on through. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So listen, we were talking about getting to the state of being free. It's something about freedom. So when you're in your flesh, you're in your feelings, you're limited. We need to think about the things that you think keep you in bondage, like boundaries. People look at boundaries and think, but it keeps you. Look at Sparkle. I need you to be paying attention. Don't be scrolling. Pay attention. She's scrolling, trying to find a song. Look, kind of jump in the conversation. We're talking about flesh. Look at you on mute too. See, that's what God already knew.
Oh,
Miss Phyllis said Harold Melvin and the Blue Note with Teddy Pendergrass. Thank you, Miss Phyllis. It's the shenanigans for us in the
Juby.
mornings.
Okay, okay. Now we can do it. Now we can do it. Thank you, Miss Phyllis. Thank
Won't
you,
you do
Miss
it?
Phyllis.
Look, won't you do it, God? Thank you for
won't
that.
you do it? Won't he do it?
Oh,
Won't he do
good morning.
it?
Now we can say, now we
He
can
may
have
not
that
come when you
morning.
want him, but he always come
See,
on
Erica
time.
said,
That's what I'm
Sparkle,
saying. She
I see
see
you.
you.
Come on, come on.
Erica,
Come on for the
we needed you
Sparkle
to.
fans.
We needed her to say that before you found the song, so you could have, but it's okay though. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Marika.
Marika, good morning, good morning.
Good
I'm not
morning.
talking
Good
to them
morning.
today, so I'm just on y'all side, okay?
Eight
So
minutes in, we're going to
Sparkle.
start the show
Yes,
Yes,
and
we're starting.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
7 minutes, and we have did 3 minutes of
And ain't saying
Sparkle
nothing. Yeah.
craziness,
of
okay?
shenanigans.
With the shenanigans,
Shenanigans.
shenanigans.
Okay, see,
Okay,
come on
we're not
back,
gonna hold
Tamisha, messing with me. Come on, y'all.
So, in talking about freedom, Natasha, when we're in our flesh, but trying to get into the flow, what is it that keeps us really from being stuck so that we can't really flow and be free?
I think you were getting ready to say earlier before the shenanigans.
See?
Again,
What
I
was
couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. That you were talking about boundaries, and a lot of times we see boundaries as something that contains us,
mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Or something that maybe limits us. But in reality, your boundaries and what you need and asking for what you need actually sets you free because it allows you to not stay in places longer than you should. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't allow you to tolerate things that you have no business tolerating,
No
right?
mm-hmm,
business.
And it allows you the so when we talk about boundaries, there are different types of boundaries. You mentioned about financial boundaries. Something
mm-hmm.
people don't talk a lot about are spiritual boundaries, right?
Oh, they
And spiritual
don't.
boundaries exist. Spiritual
Mm-hmm,
boundaries is my own relationship, my own walk with God, and in making sure every day that I'm taking time out of my day, starting my day with God, you know,
mm-hmm,
going through my day with God and ending my day with God, right?
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So when I have those boundaries and I have that relationship with God, that makes me unstoppable. So
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
we have to kind of revisit the way we look at boundaries as if it's something that
Mm-hmm.
is putting us in isolation. In
Mm-hmm.
reality, it's opening a door within ourselves. It's not opening the door for
Yes.
the outside world, but it's opening a door within you to become expansive and for you to truly allow God into your space to do whatever God needs to do in your life. So,
That's
And,
so
and
good.
and how you serve God, that you will have your freedom, like in knowing your God is how you and your God communicate. It's your business. Like
mhm.
people like, well, I don't talk to God like that. Okay, like
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
like
May not work for you, but it
But you
works
know
for
what?
me.
yeah. Don't
That's
you
so
shouldn't come
hard
to
for
God
people.
asking him questions. Well, if you feel like you shouldn't ask God any questions, that's you and his relationship.
Mhm.
My relationship, he gives me freedom to ask questions if I need clarity, if
Good
I
morning,
need
dear.
understand, because I need to walk the way he called me
Mhm.
to walk. And
Absolutely.
that's the freedom of God, show me how you want me to walk.
Mm-hmm.
Let me walk in my anointing. And my
And you talk
anointing,
to be confident and comfortable in doing so. Because a lot of
yes.
times we lose the identity and think that everybody has to be the same way. Oh, what's the trend now? Oh, it's a short hair now. Everybody got to go get short hair. Oh, is it this? Oh, well, everybody doing it, so that's what I got to do. And we got to be free and one thing to tie this all into where we started for the season, becoming her.
Yes,
When you go
Erica.
from flesh to flow, then it gives you the freedom to be who God created you to be, which is what becoming her is all about.
That's what
Tapping
it's all
into who
about.
God created you to be, not who the world sees you as, not who, everybody's telling you you should be, but to be free enough to say authentically, this is me.
Yes.
Love it, like it, love, leave it, whichever choice you have. But I don't want to change myself to accommodate anybody else's version of who I am but God. Period.
Amen.
Yes. Yeah, and the freedom. For example, I had a phone call come through yesterday, and I was having a good day, and I didn't want no complaints. I didn't want no slowdown. Like my day was going good, just me and God, and I didn't need no interruption. So what I didn't do was answer that phone because maybe it wasn't maybe, but I know your track record is complaints. that
But
Right,
that's a
that's what
right.
I.
spiritual, but that's a spiritual boundary, right? That's an example of a spiritual boundary. It says, this is
Mhm.
my time with God, and I'm not going to allow anything else to interfere with it. How
Yeah.
many of us today, because of our cell phones, we might be in church or we might be trying to talk to God, and then we hear a notification on our phone, and we allow ourselves to get distracted.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Even if it's
Do
just
you know how many
glancing at
people?
it, you may not even respond to it, but just looking at it, you just
Mhm.
And
pull
more
your
than
attention
likely,
away
you're
from
Do you
God
know how
chewing
many people
cookie.
get up? I've seen people get up out of church to go answer a
to
call.
take a
I
phone
have
call.
been
I think
guilty of
it's so
texting in church.
disrespectful. But I
Been
think it's
guilty
so
of it.
disrespectful because growing up, we didn't have cell phones. So if somebody
Yeah.
was trying to get in touch with you, you would
Boy,
not
I'm
know.
glad because
And,
I probably would have
and
got so many beatings. My grandmother would not have played that game about
at
you over
all.
there on your phone doing
At
church.
all. Exactly. And you know what? The crazy thing about it is growing up, Erica said, yes, that would mess up your whole day. But
No, it
you
was
think
going
about
too
this.
great. It was
Back
so
in the day,
peaceful. like,
exactly. But back in the day, we didn't have cell phones. And take it a step further, you didn't even have call ID. So if somebody had tried to call you, you didn't even
I
know that
would
they
have
were
had
trying to
to
call you.
answer.
You had no idea. Somebody had to tell you, oh, I tried to call you. You had no idea. So the world has brought us into technology that, yes, it's good, but at the
It's a
same time,
huge
it's
distraction.
distracting. It's a
It's
huge,
Huge
such
distraction.
it's such a distraction of
And we allow it.
everything.
oh,
We allow it.
we
Yeah.
do to take control. So
Yeah.
when we
Correct.
think about being free, if people and I know y'all have seen videos where they take their phones away from them when they're 12, 13, 14, and they go ballistic. They
Yes. Go
are ready.
crazy.
They are ready to fight everybody. That's my phone. Give me my phone.
And ain't
It's
not paying one
something.
bill, not paying the first bill.
The,
it's
or
and
the
like,
I could
last.
care less. But the thing about that is, how can something like this control your whole life?
yeah.
How can something like this have you so messed up that if you leave the house, you can be 10 minutes away and say, oh, I left my phone, and you will turn
And turn
around
all the way.
to
And
go
Because
get it.
you put more value into what's going on behind that screen than value in your relationship with God. And I know that
wow.
might sting somebody this morning, but when you find yourself investing in something that you know is not good for you, it's because of how you value it. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us are just, we value the distraction. As much as we don't want to say it out loud, as much as we don't want to own it, when
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you allow yourself to be pulled away by God, when you violate your own boundary, your own
Your
spiritual
own
boundary of
boundary.
spending that time, that is you non-verbally saying to God, I don't value my time with you enough because this
That's
thing over here
woo!
is more important.
It is.
Natasha.
And
Sorry.
hopefully that frees somebody. It might have stepped on their toes, but hopefully when they get through saying ouch, they're gonna be like, yes, you freed me because you said ownership. And that's how you're into the flow. You
Leadership.
take ownership.
Mhm.
You take
It
you
did all the
take
flows.
leadership, overflow. I mean, ownership and wisdom. The wisdom is knowing that this device is going to be there when I get done. Because the reality is, if you saw a post, you can scroll back and get it. If you know what I'm saying, if you missed
Miss
a
a
call,
video,
I can
you
call
can
you
go
back.
back to the video.
And the
Like
thing about it is,
technology has made it real easy. Oh, if Angela posted something and I want to catch it, I just go back and type in Angela's name, and guess what's gonna happen? Boom!
exactly.
I don't
But
have
the
to
thing
stop the
about
whole
this,
world.
the
How about this?
urgency,
How about you, if you don't see the post, maybe it wasn't meant for you to see.
huh? There's such a
Cause
foreign
you know how
concept,
you have
Natasha.
seen a
Isn't
post
that
like
foreign?
you normally we normally see each other's stuff, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you catch it like a week later, like, oh, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
But at the time, like that day you saw it, you like, oh, I need it. Oh, I'm glad I
Mhm.
ran
It
into that.
comes right. It comes right on
Yes,
time.
that's just like
Yeah.
messages. Some people have been putting out messages forever, and you might hear 2026 and they say in 2022. Like, okay, it might not be 2022, but 2026. Whoo! Thank you,
But I
God, for
think
That,
sliding
that
me
was
into
for
that
me.
message.
that's the
Ex-
thing,
Yes.
right? I think we're so fearful of we're gonna miss out, right?
yes.
We're gonna
What,
miss
what
What do
is
that
you
it?
call.
really
We're gonna
FOMO.
mean?
What
miss
is it?
that.
FOMO. The fear of missing out. We have been
Yep.
conditioned to think that we have to be party to everything. But the reality is that if you constantly hold on to the flesh, and that's with anything, when you keep your hands so tight that you're not willing to let your phone go or let this relationship go that is destroying your internal calmness or your internal, ability to feel
Your
good
internal
about
peace.
yourself, your
It turns into
internal
an idol.
peace.
We don't want to talk
Yes,
about
it
that though.
becomes an
It
idol.
turns into your
And we don't
phone
want
now
to
is your
say that.
idol.
Yes, but we don't want to say that because good Christians not supposed to have an idol, because God said don't put anything before me. So you don't want to admit that this is controlling your life, but in
But it is what it
reality,
is.
it is what it is. When you can't think because you're like, oh my God, I don't have my phone with me, and you don't have any peace until you go home and scroll. The first thing you do in the morning is just scrolling. Last thing you go on to sleep, you fall with the phone in the bed with you because you are scrolling and falling asleep. It can't control. And Farika said it can wait. It's being intentional. Set the boundary. And the thing about it again, like Natasha said, boundaries, we think that it's giving us control, but it's actually giving us freedom. You have to look at it from the right perspective. And
Mm-hmm.
when
Hmm.
you come get to a place of freedom, it changes everything.
So something that I teach on is understanding that boundaries is you recognizing what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So a spiritual boundary would be I need time with God. And I think you guys have heard me say this before. When I wake up in the morning, I don't speak to a single person. I don't doom scroll. I don't check my phone. I check nothing. I check my soul and I check with God. That is a first order of business. And my children
Mm-hmm.
know with they don't live with me now, but when they were living with me before, the very first thing out of my kid's mouth was, "Did you check in with God?" Because they know you will get a very different version of me if I'm not checking in with God first.
Yeah,
Like
that's a
honest to
different
God.
version.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that's a boundary for me that when I wake up in the morning, yeah, I grab that cup of coffee, but I am not looking on social media. I am not checking emails. I'm not interacting with anything else other than God. And that has been a standard that I have set for myself, I would say at least the last 5 years, if not a little bit longer.
Oh, that's so good.
That's
And
great.
and
But
that
you,
that's what grounds me because I need that spiritual grounding in order. Somebody said earlier, I think it was Farika or someone said that how it messes with your day because
mm-hmm.
imagine that you need God, right, to ground you, to hold you in place, but you allow social media or a phone call or your partner or anybody, even your children, to pull you away from that and you don't return to that grounding. What are you going out into the world with? What are you
Mm-hmm.
standing on when you go out into that big bad world that has the opportunity to create so much more distraction? You don't have a foundation to stand on. You might say that you
See?
do, but you
Mm-hmm.
didn't value that time with God enough to really know that you were 10 toes down into the ground before you start your day.
That is such a powerful thing. And Erica says, speak. Come on, ladies. This is so needed. We have to be free from these phones. Once we model it for our children, then they will put
Yeah,
theirs up. We have to live
1,000%.
by example. And
Yeah.
Natasha, I thought about what you said about, yeah, I may grab my coffee. For some people, they let coffee substitute. They like, don't talk to
Yep.
me when I have my coffee.
Okay.
Coffee has become your God because you feel like
I
I
can't
can't
live
do
without it.
anything until I get my
Mhm.
cup of coffee. Then once I have it, it's calmed my nervous system to where
And
now I
nothing
can
should
handle my
have
day.
that kind of control. Nothing should control you like
Absolutely.
that. Like I haven't had my and I can't even think straight until I get my coffee.
And that's where
You have let
dependency forms. That's
Mm-hmm.
where you
yes.
develop
Mm-hmm.
dependency issues because now I'm going to depend on that coffee to
Mm-hmm.
be
And
the
that
center
coffee
of
is
my world.
like, okay, I didn't ask you to own
And
me like
but
that,
you
but
but you
hey, if you
justify
gonna
it too. But you justify it because you say, well, at least I ain't doing drugs. At least I ain't out
oh
here drunk and on alcohol. It's
yes,
coffee.
I could be
And
doing
you think,
worse.
yeah, I could be doing worse. But the reality is, whether it's coffee, whether it's a shot of vodka, whatever you like to drink, It's still the same concept. You're still allowing it to control whether or not you're going to have a good day. You allow it to determine how you're going to be able to regulate the things that happen to you. And when somebody speaks to you, you talk to them crazy, or you can't even say good morning. Somebody say good morning, you're like, girl, I ain't have my cup of coffee. I know I'll holler at you in a
So
little bit.
that's a great point, because I want to for a second kind of take away the substances, because I'm sure there's another side of the world that says, well, I don't drink and I don't smoke and I don't
Oh,
do
you
this.
know
I don't
that
do-"
they quick
So
to
let's
say that.
so let's talk about the ones that wake up in the morning with anger issues. Let's talk about the
Mm.
ones that wake
I
up in the
woke up
morning
mad.
in their.
I woke up mad.
I woke up choosing violence, right?
So
It's a
go back to sleep. That's like, why don't you try going back
or
to
you
sleep?
or you
I woke up
recognize
like this.
you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, then get back
Yes.
in the bed and wake up on the right side of the
And,
bed.
and I'm telling you, it is times that you have woke up and you like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Why am I all over the place? Let me. But again, who has to put that in check? That has to be you. You cannot tell anger that, hey, I come to my life today, take over my day today. We're gonna be angry for the rest of the day. Don't mess with me today. Today is not the day. They used to make reels about that.
Yes,
Don't
yes,
Today is
yes.
not the day.
And
But
that's all part of the flesh conversation we have yesterday, right? That's when you let your flesh, because that means your anger is a symptom of other emotions, and you're
Mm-hmm.
allowing your emotions to control you. So
yeah,
that goes back to our conversation yesterday about operating in the flesh. You
Mm-hmm.
are allowing those limiting beliefs, you're allowing those feelings to dictate how you're going to start your day or how you're going to live through this day. And a lot of us are so, I love Farika said earlier about being intentional. We are
you
not
have to.
intentional with ourselves. Forget being
Mm-hmm.
intentional with other people. You're not being intentional with your time.
Right.
You're not being intentional with your words, what you speak into your own life. Right? I hear people say so many times, "Well, I'm too busy for this and I'm too busy for that." Most people are too busy to exercise self care. Well,
Yeah.
if you're too busy to exercise care for self, who's going to do that for you?
Or they do
Right?
exercise it because I put my makeup on every single morning. So how you gonna tell me I don't take care of self? I
Oh
wake
Lord,
up, put my makeup on, put me some clothes on, and I look good everywhere I go.
that's great. But what about the inner self care? That's the outer self care, and you're looking fabulous, right? You're
Right.
fabulous, but are you free? You might be looking
Exactly. Because
fabulous,
you can
but you're
be
not emotional.
because you could be in a makeup cage because the makeup has made you giving you the false bravado to everybody else that you're confident, you feel good, and I look good, I feel good. But do you really? Because
Do-
inside you're still crying.
It's
Inside
yes,
masking your.
you're still
It's
stressed
masking
and overwhelmed.
insecurities.
yes.
Exactly. You're
And go
masking.
go talk to that woman. You like, oh, every day she look good. Spend, and I'm not saying everybody that look good don't feel good, but sometimes go talk to her for about 10 minutes, and you like,
You'll
ooh,
find
she
out. You'll find out she
she
really ain't that good.
broken. She-
Do y'all remember? I can't even think of the name of the movie. It was an old movie when Sinbad he did one, and he was a dentist, right? And so he was looking at this girl. She came and she was so pretty. He was like, "Oh my gosh, she is gorgeous! Wow!" And then she opened her mouth, and her teeth were so bucked and stuck and so crazy looking. He was like, "Y'all know he used to do. He used to D word, and it wasn't dang. It was the other one." He was like, "Oh wow."
Oh my
Some
goodness.
things that may look beautiful on the outside, you don't know what's hidden behind closed doors. You don't know what's in. You don't know how somebody can say, "Oh, she's pretty," but she has an ugly personality. She,
yeah.
she
And
has ugly ways.
who wants to be affiliated that she pretty but she has an ugly inside?
But
Like, I
exactly,
want my like you should want your inner to flow out to your outer, not your outer saying, "Oh, stop! It stops here." Like that
Well,
greatness.
like-minded people attract each other. So another person that is insecure and more focused on their exterior is going to want to surround themselves with that person. There are just some people in this world that would prefer and rather stay on the surface and be more about the cosmetic aspect of how they appear to the world. There are just some people out there that are like that. And then you have those that are willing to, that recognize that, again, when you have a relationship with God or you're growing in your relationship with God, there's so much more to you as a human than just how you look. And
Mm-hmm.
in order to
It is.
and in order to serve God, He is going to put up a mirror in front of you to look beyond this so that you could truly see what's going on the inside. And then He's going to work on you because He wants you to be a humble servant of His. And He ain't just going to have you coming out here looking any kind of way.
Cause
Right? So
Exactly.
like what y'all say, God don't make no mess. So he
you
like,
don't.
let me clean this mess up then.
Exactly, exactly. And you know what? Looking into the internal thing, because it's people who, when you are in the spirit of God, when He is in you, it's a glow that you have about yourself. You know, how people can say, I don't know what it is about you today, but you just are
But you're
so
glowing.
beautiful to me.
It's a
You are
glow.
glowing. There's something about you. You know how they talk about, especially with pregnant women, you know, it's like, oh my God, you just have a glow about yourself. And it has nothing really to do with your physical appearance. It's not that you went out and put on the best top level makeup to look good. It's because you have something internally that is causing you to do.
Man,
It seeps
Yep.
through your
It
pores, and
seeps
people see
through.
it. But it was a little meme I saw yesterday. I think I shared it with you guys, but it was a little video they did. Where this couple was at the altar getting ready to get married, and they looked and pulled the woman's face, and it up underneath it, she wasn't a beautiful young woman. She was actually an older woman, right? And
Oh
everybody was like,
wow.
dang. And the man said, I don't care. I will still want to marry you because I love you. And so she said, but wait a minute, what is that with you? So she pulled him and it snapped off his face, and he was an old man. And she was like, oh, like I found my
So
soulmate.
both of
So
them.
both of them, and they started kissing, and it was like happily ever after. Look, yeah,
old
both of them
souls.
That's
seemed to be
beautiful.
young, but when they pulled out the mask, they were really old underneath. But the thing about it is, they have fallen in love with who they were, not what they look like.
Look like.
So they
Mm-hmm.
still were a compatible match.
Yep.
And that's what we have to get to. Stop looking at surface. Get down underneath some things and see, can I trust you? Can I believe
Can
in
I
you? Can
trust
I,
you?
allow God to put me in a position where I'm so calm and chill? I have so much peace that you can't disturb that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And
And that is
that's
a
where you
great
get
place to
into
be.
the
It's
it's a
such a
great
great
place to
place to
be,
be.
because now you have the power, not the control. You have the power to control your emotions, to
Yep.
control your self will, and you give it to God.
Well, I love that last part. You have the power to go with the flow. And you're not going with the flow of what the what man has created. You're
Mhm.
going with the flow with what God has in store. Difference.
Yes,
Yes. It's
It's a
so many
huge
difference,
difference,
a
differences.
big difference.
right? It's about that alignment and you aligning with the spirit and allowing yourself to flow with what God has in store, not allowing yourself to be controlled by the things and the people of this world. And I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, good or bad. I have learned in my life that I have spent my life trying to control everyone and everything around me. But when I truly surrendered my need to control and I have just allowed God to do what God is supposed to do in my life, everything around me became effortless.
Mm.
Everything, I
It's
felt like I'm floating on a cloud.
because it's not heavy on you. Now you're not
Nope.
trying to figure it like that trying to like come on. We have to say that release of trying to figure out everything
Yes,
in life. Oh my god. Now that's a form of freedom by
it
itself
is.
that
It
you can
is.
just really say,
To
here
breathe
you
and
go,
exhale
like,
and say,
here you
thank
go,
God.
God. I am gonna go ahead and enjoy my day. God, this is heavy, God. I'm feel like, and
But I
you can
trust
just
you enough
take
to
this
take care of it.
heaviness. Like I know,
Yes.
and I know some people like because when I was little, I used to think that was crazy when people would be like, "So you're telling me you was having this such a you was going through some things. You hand it to a man that you can't see, you don't know he exists, and now you
Mhm.
good." Like it
And
sounds
it's like,
impossible, but
and it's
we
like,
serve
yeah.
an impossible God. Everything about God does not make sense. So
Well, and
why?
if we are paying attention so I start my day with gratitude, right?
Mhm.
There is evidence in your lifetime. I don't care who you are.
Mhm.
If you took a minute, if you press pause, like you were saying earlier, there is somewhere in your timeline where God has given you evidence of Him being in control of something
Every single one.
that you were
Absolutely.
powerless over,
Absolutely. And guess
right?
Absolutely.
what? I can't see how he did it. I can't see how he put it together.
We're
All
just
I
like, thank you.
know
Yeah.
Where
I mean,
he brought calm from chaos. You know, you can be in situations you're just like, oh my God, I don't even know. Can you? I'm sure at some point people have driven somewhere and
Mhm.
maybe have been tired, maybe been at the light and fell asleep, or maybe
We're gonna say
right,
driven.
and you just
We're just
dozed
gonna say that
and
was
you got
sober.
safely
Okay.
to your destination. You know, it's places and things that happen where you cannot say it's anything but God. I
God,
don't know how it happened. I don't know why. You know, they did this, but it worked in your favor. That
favor.
is God saying,
Yeah.
I'm always there. But the reality is, we stay in our flesh so much, you can't even see how God is in control.
Because we're so focused on what we don't have. We're too busy
Mhm.
chasing doors and trying to open doors that aren't even meant for us to open,
and,
Exactly.
right?
You
and we
pulling
will
and
go
tugging
pull
trying to
that
get in
joker
because you just like, oh, you
open.
gonna let me
Like
in
we
this
will
door.
go get every tool, everything, instead of saying, okay, maybe this door is not for me to open. No, you'll call every contact. Angela, do you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody?
Somebody.
to
Not
get me to
everybody.
get me through this door. And the reality is, why can't you sit back and think, if I can't open it, girl, it must be something behind here I don't need to
Look,
be a part of. But the flesh will tell you, you better find anything and everything you can
Everything to
get
open
to
that
it'll
get
door.
in
start
here.
thinking of people, or it'll start saying, see, you remember how many seeds you sow. It keeps account of how many seeds you have sown. When people
Mhm.
needed help, you came to rescue them. You did this and you did that. My prayer lately has been, I don't want a rescuer.
Mm.
Ooh.
I don't
Amen.
want a rescuer.
Amen.
People have rescued me all my life,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's family, whether it's a man. I no longer want a rescuer, because a rescuer wants all the credit. They want all the not they want me to idol them and bow down to them because of a rescue. If I just sit my tail down, and I gotta tell myself that, sit
Mm-hmm.
your tail down and stop looking, trying to figure out who's gonna rescue you.
Mm-hmm.
If God is your father, and you trust him and you
He will
believe
rescue
him,
you.
then you
Mm-hmm.
should be have enough patience to sit down and wait on God. Yes, it might take longer than you expect, but you want
Mm-hmm.
it to take longer, because the longer it takes, that's the renewing of your spirit, renewing of your heart, getting you ready, getting you prepared. That rescuer is just going to be there for the time being.
It's
You at
temporary.
some point you
Exactly.
want to last forever. I want that forever in my life. And if you want forever, is that what you say? Patient heart. What is that? What you was?
Yes.
Yes.
My heart is patient because my
Yes.
soul knows,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
When
Yeah.
when my soul
And it
knows that
sounds so
God's got
beautiful too. When you
It
say
when
that,
does. Wait,
my
it
heart
when
is
makes
my
so
patient because
much
my soul
sense.
knows. It's
when my
like it's
soul
so
knows
calm.
that God is going to take care of it, I get to go out here and enjoy this life.
Mm.
I get to breathe. I get to calm my nervous system. We say we trust God, but I keep saying it. We've been saying it all week. On one side of my mouth, I say I trust Him, and on the other side of my mouth, I'm worrying, I'm planning, I'm strategizing.
Maybe that's where
My
our
be
cavities are.
my my behavior does not align with what I'm saying. And so when
Right.
you
Mhm.
talk about sitting down and shutting up and being patient, that is an act. That is an action that demonstrates I do trust him. Like you said, what I see with my flesh eyes doesn't look good right now. It may not
Mm-mm.
feel good right now, but I have evidence of what God has done before. And I know with that evidence, he will do it again. And knowing that and living in that, there is a level of freedom in there that is just untouchable. And
Yeah.
only God can
Mm.
give you that freedom,
Yeah.
right? So that's where that attitude of gratitude every day is so important. We get our eyes fixed on, well, I don't have this and I don't have that and I need this and I need that. And I'm not saying not to have goals,
Mm-hmm.
right? We It's good to have goals, but we get so hard pressed on achieving those goals that we often lose sight of, is that goal in
Yes.
alignment with what God has in store for us?
Right.
Right? Is what I'm trying to pursue God's purpose for my life, because a lot of us think
Is
we
that
have
his
purpose,
purpose for my life?
but that's not the purpose, right? A lot of
Exactly.
people say to me, well, my kids are my purpose. Try again, right? You needing to be a parent is one thing. That is not your overall purpose in life, and that's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, because then they're like, well, if that's not my purpose, then what am I living
What?
for? And that's where you need to go and have a conversation with God
Yes.
about.
Because
Exactly.
some people will figure out their purpose quicker than other people figured
Mhm.
out their purpose.
Correct.
And and where does it come from?
Listen,
Every
I thought being a wife, being a mother, being a businesswoman, all those things, I thought that's what my purpose was until 16 years ago when I attempted suicide. And God says, that's not what I have planned for you.
mm,
Those are just
an
blessings I've given you.
interruption.
Yeah. Well, and the things that I had were blessings He provided me with that He wanted me to learn on how to steward. And one of the things
Yes.
I was not good at back in the day was I was not good at storing the things He gave
Mm,
me.
And that's so good that you say that, Natasha, about stewarding, because I don't think we see certain things as being stewards of. God gives you your children to be good
mm-hmm,
stewards.
Amen.
God gives you the time. And I want to go back to what you said, about, your heart being patient. When you get into that place, you can really truly experience life. And I don't think that many people, because you're all over the place, when you're overwhelmed and depressed and you're stressed out and going through stuff, you can't experience life. You
Yep.
can't truly
You're
say
not
that
living.
when
You're
you're
not
when,
living.
when you're focused on bills and focused on, oh, he left, and focused on why am I when you're focused on all of the negatives, you're not experiencing life. And then you wake up 10 years later and you're like, oh my God, where did those 10 years go? You
where did
can't
those
get that
10 years
back
go?
because you spent that time focused on what was going wrong, what was not happening for you. Why are they? You're envious, you're coveting, you're in all these other places, but you're not experiencing what God has for you. And that's why the flesh and taking control of it is so important, because if you're in your feelings all the time, then something is going to make you're angry, you're resentful, you feel
Mm-hmm,
abandoned, it's your feelings will keep you in bondage because
Mhm.
they control everything that you do. You can't operate. You can't go somewhere and sit your tail down and experience life because you got to be, so you said that. Oh, well, I bet you, meet me outside. You got to work
mm-hmm.
up every
Well,
single time.
That
so that's a
matching
really
energy.
yes. So that's a really good point, right? And a word that people, a buzzword in our society today is I'm triggered, which drives me
Yes.
absolutely crazy.
Yes.
What was once a clinical term and only
Yes.
used
That
in
was
clinical
triggered,
psychology.
Tasha.
Everybody's triggered, right? But it
Yes.
comes down to, okay, you might be triggered, but exactly to what Angela's point is that you are allowing it to trigger you.
There
You are
goes that word
allowing it
again.
to bother you. You're allowing it to disrupt your energy. You're allowing it to enter your space, enter your being, and control the decisions that you're making, to control what you're believing to be true, to control the way that you react to what this person did or didn't do,
Mm-hmm.
right? So at the end of the day, this is a perfect example. The next time you tell somebody, you say, I'm triggered, it's not about the other person.
It's not
Exactly.
about you.
So
I mean, it's
here's the
Exactly.
all
analogy
about
that
you.
comes to mind. I'm walking with this cup of coffee and it's filled to the top. And I've been told that it's filled to the top, but I'm not listening to anybody. And somebody
Hmm.
just happens to bump by me. And as they bump by me, my coffee spills over, right? The bottom line was I had a full cup of coffee and I didn't do anything about it. That's not their problem that they bumped into
Oh
me.
yeah,
I, sh-
but it's
I,
their
sh-
problem because they bumped into me.
and I'm going to
and,
make it
and
about
you
them.
say that you got the wrong one today if they bumped into you. Well, guess what? They do have the wrong one, because the right one would have been
The
like,
real
girl,
one.
don't worry about it, because I that's my fault.
I
I
had
should have
this
took the attention
coffee
because I had too
always,
much coffee in here.
but
That's
who
the right.
will
So
take
then
that
Exactly.
you get
type
the one that
accountability?
wants to clap back, the one that wants to act a donkey, the one that want to cuss you out, the one that want to drag and do all these things. Like Tina said, you have choices in life on
Yeah.
how you react to things, and if you're always reacting at a high level of negativity, then they have the right one, they have the wrong one. Because you really
Mm-hmm.
should spend time with God so that you are at peace and people can't get a rise out of you. People will try you. The flesh would say, oh, they better not come at me crazy today, because I ain't got time for that.
You don't
Calm
have to,
down.
Because you know how God sets stuff up. That person probably, God intentionally wanted you to bump into that person because your response of how you handle him bumping into you and you didn't snap out. What does that do for that other person? Like, wow, I don't have to like that girl didn't snap out on me, didn't
Right.
have an attitude. Maybe I can learn from her for
It
not.
may
Maybe
not be
I
in that
need to
moment.
control myself.
Exactly. It may not be in that moment, but later down the line, when they think about it, like, you know what? Let me calm myself down because I need to have more control. But when we go back to flesh, that's your ego. Your ego feels like it's got to prove something to somebody. You're not
Mhm.
gonna talk to me any kind of way. You're not. Oh, so you're not gonna give me a raise? Oh, okay. Well, then I quit. We do so many things that we feel like, oh, I'm gonna get you before you get me. I bet you that you won't get
Yes.
me first. Our ego feels like it has something to prove, but
We're
when it
entitled.
does that,
We're entitled. We believe that something's
yes,
owed to us,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
And so
It
when there's
is.
entitlement, there's no humility. And if there's no humility, clearly not going before God because God will humble you real quick.
Oh my
So
Yes,
gosh.
yes,
He
won't
will
he?
humble you because
Won't he?
people use titles as, do you like, I'm like, do you not know who I am? I'm the president of such and such. Okay. I mean, like,
at the end of the day, you're still a human
Congratulations.
being.
I am Dr.
Congratulations.
Such and such. Okay. Like,
Nice to meet you.
people live by labels, like
Hmm.
titles. Like, I
Status.
Yes.
have arrived because of my title. Now, I'm not saying your education, I applaud you for working hard and doing what, but that doesn't put you in a different title or
Right.
different realm of life just because you went and got, you sat in a classroom and spent a bunch of money to get a
I
label.
agree with you. I agree with you a
And
thousand
you know
percent.
what? That's good. That is good. And you know what I'm thinking? What happens a lot of times is we live in our limitations, right? And so it's like a small prison because you're limited in what you think and what you believe and what you expect, right? But when you get degrees and titles and things, you think you have arrived and you went and you're able to do that. But what you've done is you may have taken yourself out of the cage, the little 5 by 7, however big the little box is. You went to another bigger space, but it's still a prison. It's just a wider space. You put
Yeah.
Hmm.
yourself into something that determines, it's like somebody came to rescue you from this little dark, dank little apartment in the projects, and you feel like, oh, he came here riding on a white horse and he saved me from that. And he put me in a beautiful
Been
home.
there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at me. Well, you're a prisoner in this big old home because now you still can't be authentic. You still have to
Nope.
walk eggshells. You still have to, jump what on Coming to America. You say, well, what, bark like a dog.
Yeah.
Horse.
You
When I
still
say
have to
jump, tell me how
follow
high.
Yes,
and that's why I'm
exactly.
saying the rescuers rescuing when it don't come directly from God has some rules and regulations
Thank you.
that you
Well,
It
not
must
just the
follow.
does. It
so
does.
not just the rescue, and we have talked about codependency before. Fixing, managing, controlling, problem solving, and enabling. Right? These are behaviors that we as human beings, when we are attached to people rather than connected to people, that's what we tend to do in those relationships. So it's not just the rescuer, it's the person who wants to come in and fix everything. It's the
Mhm.
person who wants to come in and solve your problems. First of all, my problems are not your problem to solve. My problems are my problems to take to God because God is the only one that's going to resolve my problem. Right
Thank
now,
you.
I'm speaking from a place that there was once upon a time I depended upon or relied on other people to fix, manage, control,
Me
rescue,
too, girl.
and enable me,
Fix
right?
everything.
And as a result of relying on them and or depending upon them, I didn't seek God the way that I needed to truly seek God. I
Hmm.
didn't allow myself to be honest and transparent because I would
Hmm.
only allow these people to see what I wanted them to see. So as
Yeah.
a result of that, I was not my authentic self, right? But when I go before the Lord, I get to be honest. I get to be transparent because, again, He already knows all of my flaws. But when I confess that with my tongue, again, here's another bit of freedom. There is freedom in being able to say, you know what? I am perfectly imperfect. I have
Yeah.
flaws, right? God is not looking for me to show up all clean cut and having it all put together. He actually wants me at my lowest of my lows because he wants to show me who he is and what he can do
Mm.
in my
Mm-hmm.
life.
And that goes back to what Tina just said. We are weak, but he
But
is
he is
strong.
strong.
And people neglect the significance of that statement.
That
When you can
they
let go and let God, when you can be at peace and say, even when I don't have it all together. Because the reality is, do you know sometimes when you are frantically trying to stop the bleeding, and you feel like, I've done everything I can do. I put the pressure points. I did this. I put the Band-Aids on. I've used the cream. I've done all these things, but it's still bleeding. Then you look at some people who say, I don't know how I stopped bleeding. I didn't do anything. I just trusted God that it was
I
going to
just
happen.
and they
I
stop
didn't I
bleeding.
didn't touch it. I just trusted God to make it work. You can do everything that's in your power to have the best life possible and still not be at peace. Still
And
Mm.
not
still,
not be calm. Still not enjoy your life. You can run around here like a duck. You can get 12 degrees. You can be married to a man who's a billionaire. You can do all these things. But if you are not healed and happy and blessed and have that relationship with God that centers you, you're never going to be satisfied with all the
You won't know
external
what
things.
you
you
won't
know
know
how like
what
people
true
say,
joy
I just can't get
is.
enough.
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't mind. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter what people do. It's just not like no matter what I do, it's not enough.
there's
Or
an
Otherwise,
inner there's an inner joy that you get to experience when you surrender and let go of control. And a lot of us see joy in the form of tangible things of what we have.
mm-hmm,
When I have the car, when I have the job, when I'm making
yep,
the money,
win that.
right? And that's where you place your joy. What we're
mm-hmm,
talking about here is that when I am emotionally free and I can leave everything at God's feet and I can truly walk in trusting that He's got this and
Hmm.
I'm going to be okay no matter what it is. And being able to see that even in the delay, even in the things that I'm not getting right now, it's not for me to have right now. Because if it was meant for me to have right now, I would have it
Yep.
without a fight. One of the things I've discovered in my journey is that everything that was truly in alignment for me came effortlessly.
Hmm.
I didn't some in many instances I didn't even have to move. I didn't have to do
Yeah.
anything. It literally
You wasn't sitting there
came
banging on the door.
to me. Absolutely. And I look
I know
around
you
and
in there. Over that door.
I know you in there. Like,
Your
and
car outside. I know you there. I see a
and
light on. I hear somebody talking. We
and
go
coming
to so extreme.
coming back to those choices, when I look back on the choices that I've made and all of the unhealthy choices I made was me trying to control or force something to happen because I was trying to feed my flesh. I was not
Yes.
in alignment with what God's purpose was for my life. And that's why the program that I have designed, that was given to me by God, is all about teaching women on how to step into their power, how to discover their authenticity so they can live a purpose driven life.
Mm.
And
so wait a minute. So that they can live a purpose
purpose
driven
driven
life.
life.
That means purpose driven. Like you ain't driving. The purpose is driving
Facts
and you get to live the life.
in it.
Like,
Yep.
don't look at you. It's almost like when you see people and you like, oh, she look good today, and she like, girl, this outfit, this dress, 20 years old. I just threw it out, but she put no effort and received so many compliments. Like,
Mhm.
and then you think, yesterday I had on a $500 suit and not
And no
one
one said
person.
anything.
Thank you.
That,
And then,
That's
but
and
why
now
that's
you
like,
and now
that's
you your feelings because you just like people get on my nerves. They just jealous. They don't.
that
You go to the
that
left.
that right there is why I do not wear labels for that exact same reason. Because I could literally go to Target, I can literally go to American Eagle and get the same look for a lot cheaper price because it's not about the label, right? It's about how I
Absolutely.
wear it. It's how I step into it. It's how I
Exactly.
allow myself to be seen in whatever it is that I'm putting on my body or in
Yes,
my
the
life.
because
clothes don't make the
because
what they
your
say. The clothes
purpose
don't
is
make the
still in it.
man. It's the person in it that makes it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Absolutely. But we go through life so much. Thinking surrender is so much. You don't want to surrender because you feel like you're giving up too much. But
Hmm.
what are you holding on to? You're holding on to your plans that aren't working right now. You're holding
It's
on to
not
your
working
expectations.
anyways.
You're holding on to your expectations that keep you all over the place because it's not what you think it should be. You're holding on to your timelines. By 30, I need to be married and have two
Mhm.
kids.
Oh
You're
yeah.
holding on to your fears because you're limited, thinking that I'm going to be broke all the time. I'm never going to be able to pay my bills. You're holding on to your relationships because you put all your trust in one person to make your life great. You're holding on to your need for control. You're holding on to your past. You're holding on to your opinions. We hold on to so much, but is what you're
And for
holding
what?
on to so great that you can't release it to get what God has for you?
Well,
Does
ask
it make
yourself with
sense?
all those things that you're talking about us holding on to, how has it served us up until this point?
Thank you.
How
How's it working for you?
is your wrist not hurting yet? Like that wrist has to be like, ooh,
You
girl.
should have carpal tunnel for real. You should be scheduling a surgery for all of the things that you hold on to, that you are afraid to let go of. But the reality is, God is saying, I'm trying to give it to you, but you won't even open your hand because you're trying
Yeah,
to
you
hold on
can't.
to all these
I
other.
can't. I can't receive because I'm holding on to all this
Yes,
other stuff.
Thank
because
you.
until you open your
Arthritis had arthritis has set up in both of your hands because because it's tied. Your fingers, you got to pry them open because they've been stuck so long, holding on so tightly to something that was never meant for you to hold on to. Your flesh was not meant for you to control your spirit. Your spirit should always be stronger. It should be stronger than anything because your mind can transcend what's inside your head.
yeah, and you can tell a hold on position. Like you just sitting there, like you can tell the difference when somebody like it draw you, it's your face, your body language, everything about you shows how bad you're holding on to something.
Mhm. Well, yeah,
And
because it's so emotion is energy, and so
mhm,
you holding on to something. You think about standing and holding on to weights, and you're just standing there holding on to weight, and somebody just keeps adding weight, adding weight.
Mhm.
It's gonna hurt,
it's
and
going
over
to hurt.
time, your body will then start to manifest that hurt in some way, shape, or form. Right? It's not always
Absolutely.
you. It's not always you crying out loud. Some
No,
of us will hold stuff in to the point that we implode, and that
it's
implosion
so tight.
is a result of where many of us have medical issues.
Hmm.
I'll take
Absolutely.
mental health off the table for a second. I'll take substance abuse off the table
Mhm.
Yeah.
for a second. Uh, Our the medical issues that we have in our society today is outrageous, and
Hmm.
the number one contributing factor is stress.
Citrus.
And that stress is a result of you holding on to things that no longer serve you, holding on to
Mm.
things that you have no business controlling, holding
Mhm.
on to things that God said, I needed you to connect to it. I didn't need you to attach to it.
Yeah.
Right? And we're
Mhm.
attaching it because, like you said, Sparkle, we get things and we want it forever. Things come into your life for a reason and for a season. And
Season.
maybe in some instances, it might be a lifetime. But that's not always the case. And we don't manage our expectations. I am the queen or was the queen of not managing my expectations and believe that when I had something, I was in it to win it and it was going to be mine like I'm going to possess it. Right? Not
Yeah.
realizing that God gave that to me as a blessing, an opportunity to steward it. And if I don't steward it well, I will lose it. And so
Absolutely.
that's
I mean,
nobody's fault that I've
if you
lost
don't
it.
pay your mortgage, what happens?
Exactly.
You
You,
can love the
you,
house all
you
you
lose
want
it.
to love it.
You could have done
You can
everything.
decorate it
Exactly.
however you want
Hmm.
to, but when you don't pay that good old mortgage,
You ain't going to get to keep that house.
Exactly.
they are
You know
Right?
what?
coming to get it.
They are coming to get it. And you know what? It seems like we hold on to the things that we're not supposed to hold on to for lifetimes. When you have your children are not going to be with you for
No.
forever. They're going to become adults and they're going to go and live their own lives. And we think we're supposed to hold on to it. Your job that is so important to you, you're going to
Mm.
have to retire at some point because nobody works till they're 100. They're not physically capable to do that.
Yeah.
So the things that are so important to you, and then you think marriage is supposed to last. It's supposed to be a covenant that lasts forever. But the world has set it up to where you don't appreciate that, and before you know it, you're divorced or you're going through things because what should
Everybody wants a
be
way out.
what should be forever minded is the one thing that you are trying to get out of when it doesn't look like what you want it to look like. So we're always in opposition of where we're supposed to be, and the things that we should be considering to be lifetime things, we always look for an exit plan. The things that you should not be looking at for a lifetime, that's the things that you want to hold on to, and you're not physically capable to do that.
Yeah.
I
Cause
can't make my daughter stay
I've
with me
been
for the rest
friends
of her
with
life.
her for the last 20 years. Okay. And the 21, what if the 21 year is the year God said, let go? Because if you
Mm.
really think about it, those 20 years that you have been holding on to, you have been just holding, like you got the grip, like, I'm going to put up with her attitude. I'm going to put up with how she talked to me. I'm going to let it go. That's just who she is. That's just how she is. Like all them excuses for what?
For what?
But letting go, whew, when you can let
It's
go and
it's the
get in
weight that
that
comes
bed
off
and go
of
to
you,
sleep.
and not be bothered. It's people over here you are still tore up about, and they have moved on with their lives. They're not thinking
Yes.
about you. They are they have moved on in their relationships, and you're still thinking. But he did me wrong when we were together, and he's over here happily married with some other kids, and they
Got
doing
50
life,
kids
and
over there.
they not thinking
But
about
even,
you, baby.
even so, to me, everything comes back. It's rooted in perspective. Let's use that example for a second. Even if she did you wrong, again, you
Allowed.
had a part and a role.
You allowed.
Sparkle knows me way too well. You allowed yourself to stay there longer than you needed to, and you have to
Exactly.
own that.
Yeah.
We could sit here
But
all
people
day
don't want to.
and
They want to blame the person. They want to blame the other person. You did me wrong. You cheated on me. You did this. You did that.
Every time you see them, your first reaction is, he cheated on me. Oh, look what he did to me. And it could be somebody who borrowed some money. If it's been 15 years and they haven't paid you your money back, I want to I want to free you for a moment.
well, hang on. So there's two parts to that. So we're gonna come back to accountability. You gave somebody money. Did you make it clear to them, and did you have a financial boundary where you help them understand? This is a loan. At this date and this time, I want my money back. Right? A lot of times we give money away. We do not have clear communication. We do not set boundaries with individuals. And then when they don't pay us back, now we're huffy and puffy about it. But did you tell them that they had 90 days to return that money to you? Right? And
You
or
don't
that
set a boundary.
You
exactly, we
set
don't set a
zero boundaries.
boundary. You
And
might set it in your mind, but you're not saying it out loud, and then you're mad because they didn't pay you back.
But Natasha, even the one that you did set all those boundaries, you said they said they was gonna pay you back on Friday. More than likely, when they told you that, you didn't believe it anyways. You did you did believe they
But
was gonna
you
pay you.
don't. So then you don't give them any more money, and you let them know, as a result of this, since you can't pay me back, I'm going to release myself of this. But you
Yes,
do not
that's what
come
I'm
to me and ever
saying.
ask
Do
me
not
anything
still
again.
be. I mean, but it's some people that's holding grudges,
Holding
like
grudges.
those grudges on
Still
stuff.
now.
That,
Still to this day. And to be honest,
yes,
it's people who are dead and gone that people are still angry with.
Mm,
yeah,
mm, mm.
like
They
that's
are they are no longer physically present, but you can't release the fact that they were a bad father. You can't release the fact that she wasn't a good mother. She's dead and gone, and they still have control over your life. But the message for this week, because y'all, guess what? We ain't gonna be here tomorrow. So the message for this
so
week
flow,
is
flow,
get out of your flesh, get into the flow, and walk in your freedom. Do
and
that
let
for you.
go.
Do that for you because you deserve to be free. You deserve to forgive and move on about your life. You deserve to have somebody bring up somebody's name, and that's not a trigger for you. You deserve to get up in the morning and let God be the first thing that sets the foundation and tone for your day. Not the coffee, not the man, not the woman, not your phone. Let God set the tone for your day.
I want to leave the audience with a question. Maybe Sparkle, we can post this on social media. As you guys go into this weekend, what is one thing that you are holding on to?
Girl, I was thinking. Okay, go ahead, cause me and you, Natasha, you and
We are in sync. What is one thing? I'm sure we're holding on to a lot of things, but based on our conversation, being in the flesh, needing to step into the flow so we can be emotionally free. What is that one thing at the very top of the list? So let's say you have a list of 10 things that you're holding on to. What is number one on your list? And let me use this word, that you are ready and willing to let go of. Because I could tell you to let go of it all day long, but if you're not ready and you're not willing, you ain't letting go of nothing. So out of that list, what's that one thing today that you're ready? So
Thank you. Hey, you might have just swept it up on the rug or put it in the closet, but you ain't let it go. You didn't put it out on the curb and say, hey, y'all can pick this up because I'm getting rid of it. No, you put it somewhere because you want to revisit it. It's just out of sight, right? But it
correct.
ain't out of mind.
Correct. So I just want to leave the audience with that question. I would love to, hopefully they can engage in on your social media about, what is that one thing they're willing to let go. And by the way, guys, when we let it go, let's leave it there, because I used to
Yeah.
have a bad habit of putting it down and then God's taken too long with it, and so I would then pick it back up, right, and try to go back and control it
Drop
again.
it like
So
it's hot, baby, and
and leave
don't
it.
pick it back up.
Look, Natasha, since you confessing, I had ability that I would say they're gonna wish they would have. They're gonna wish they wouldn't have fumbled this ball.
Mm,
I
facts.
don't need them to wish they wouldn't have. It's like,
Right.
because
Because that means they'll come back
that's
and circle
still
the
me
block.
trying to hold on to
Right.
a
That's
portion
that's a
of it.
circle the block moment. Like you're gonna wish you wouldn't because you want them to circle the block back and say, you know
Yes,
what, I hate I let you go. And I think we need to give
yes.
it a
You
second
want
try.
all these
No,
apologies.
straight we good.
I say
Fine,
thank
don't
you.
worry about it.
I
We
say
Yes,
thank you.
Tamisha. I want to get what Tamisha said real quick. Realizing that my husband has done nothing that I have not allowed. He has been the same person that I met 19 years ago. So I had to ask myself, why you mad at him? why you mad at him? You allowed this behavior when I realized that a weight lifted and that energy shift,
Amen.
because
Amen.
she came to the ownership of it. She
Mm,
owned, look, he can own, it takes two. It takes two.
mhm. Well, and
And
you
as
can't
soon as she
change. We
allowed,
can't
she
change
said, you
people.
know what? This ain't my problem. This ain't me to try to figure out. And her whole life shift. She wasn't carrying those 50,000 weights on her back trying to carry something that was not for her to carry.
Well, and since and in that same breath, we can't change people and change their behaviors. So this is where I go to God and I pray for my husband. I pray
Mm-hmm.
for my partner, and I pray
Mhm.
that God will do his will in my partner's
Exactly.
life. Right? So now I don't have the burden.
Yeah.
So I
Here
can
you go,
keep living
God.
my life. I can keep loving that person that I love because I trust that God's going to do what he needs to do with them. It's not my cross to bear.
It's not. It's just like me saying, if I'm at Sparkles and I say I'm hungry, I've got to be. I'm in Sparkle's house. I can't go in her refrigerator and go in her in cabinets and start cooking up something and
I
taking
mean, really,
control
you
because I need to
can.
be. What you say?
You really can. But I know you're not going to do that.
Yeah,
But
you know
She
I'm not
says
gonna.
you can just walk up in her house and just make a whole meal. She'll be all right
Yeah,
with it.
people ain't coming out the street to say, "Oh, well, let me go on there," just because I know she got some stuff in her refrigerator, and they just gonna come in and walk in off the street, and you don't know them, and start
yeah,
cooking in your kitchen. Why would we think we should do that for God? We
Mm.
can't
yeah.
go and walk into God's world and say, oh, "Okay, well, this is how it should be, and so this is what we're
But
gonna
we
do."
do.
You don't
But
let
we
people come
do.
out the street to do that. Why would
Yeah.
you think
So
we can do
why
that?
you gonna let somebody else? Instead, I think I go back to that real. Let God cook. Let him cook
Mm.
it.
Thank God, yeah,
Let him cook
let
it.
Him cook.
Because I'm telling you, a rib not marinated and a rib marinated, those are two different kind of satisfaction.
Yeah,
I'm
a cooked
telling you.
turkey versus a raw turkey.
When you slice it and the blood still coming out. Listen, we got Miss Phyllis told Willie we got to get up out of here. We are
We
beyond
have
time.
to, but
Yes.
we're not here tomorrow, so I think we allow our extra 5 minutes because we're not
Yes, we
here
are.
in the presence. But it has been a joy. Like, this has been a good, like, it sounds simple, but it's a deep down in your life. Whoo, let me check myself. What am I still holding on to that
Yeah.
I know I need to let go?
Let
Step
go of
out of
that
the
flesh.
flesh, get into the flow so that you can be emotionally free.
Yay.
Free
Yay.
at last. Thank God I'm
Yay.
free at last.
We at
Have a
last.
blessed day. We will see you back on Tuesday.
Yay.